Yeah, I'm not the type of brother to play with. See a lot of people acting like, oh yeah. All ball players sounding like haters. We the young kings of this generation, oh yeah.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video here on Pitchside with Parker, and I wanted to make a quick video today for a couple of reasons. First of all, the FA Cup is this weekend, and obviously I am very much looking forward to that as an Arsenal fan. And then also, as promised in the last video, I wanted to give some details about the upcoming giveaway that I'm doing when we hit 50 subscribers. So first, let's talk about this giveaway, all right? Those of you who follow me on Twitter, I dropped a very small hint to this a little while ago underneath one of the videos that I tweeted out. But what I'm going to be giving away at 50 subscribers is this $50 Visa gift card. This is not Virgil dropping a 50, okay? I'm just a broke kid living at home, and I don't even have a job at this very moment in time. So a $50 giveaway, put some respect on it, all right? And I figured 50 for 50, it's only right. It's nice and shiny, it's unopened, unactivated, and anybody who completes all the steps of the giveaway can get it. So again, I'll give out actual details of that when we get to 50 subscribers, but I did want to give you a little bit of incentive, so now that you know what you might be going for. The one hint I can give you about the steps for the giveaway is that it will have to do with Twitter. So follow me on Twitter at Parker K. Johnson, and you will have every chance of entering the giveaway when we do get to that. So let's move on from that and talk briefly about the FA Cup game this weekend. Arsenal versus Chelsea at Wembley. No fans, unfortunately. Of course, they are part of what make it special at the FA Cup. But in any case, a big game for both teams. A chance for silverware, which will be the only chance for both teams this season to win some silverware. These two teams have pretty similar problems in that they're both good at scoring goals, but they're not quite so good at stopping them. Ideally, that would lead to this being an offensive game, hopefully a lot of goals, pretty open, but I don't know, it's a cup final. We've seen the way that Arteta has set up for Arsenal the last few games, and so that does give me a few questions as to how attacking he will be in this game. Will he try to keep the ball? Will he try to play on the counterattack? The games against Liverpool and Manchester City made it seem like Arteta was really comfortable playing a super low block against the top teams and when there's big things and silverware on the line and whatnot. But Chelsea is just that little step below those two teams, and they don't play exactly the same way as Liverpool and Manchester City, so I wonder what approach Mikel Arteta will take, because really under Arteta, there have been very few games where Arsenal has actually dominated the ball. So I do wonder what that approach will be and what kind of balance Arteta will attempt to strike there. I think Arsenal's front three will have a strong advantage against Chelsea's back line. I don't really believe that Marcus Alonso, or I guess Emerson, but most likely Alonso, can do anything to stop Nico Pepe. Then again, on the other side, I don't really think Bellerin can stop Pulisic if he's the one who plays. If I were Arteta, I would start Maitland-Niles at right back ahead of Bellerin. And I doubt that it's going to happen. Bellerin was rested just for this game. So, realistically, he's going to play. But I would say that Maitland-Niles should play because I think he's a better one-on-one defender and he could do more to lock down. I mean, he's locked down Adama Traore this year. He's done a great job on Sterling. And I think he would be the best man to put on Pulisic. But honestly, as much as Pulisic is kind of, making me a little bit nervous, the player that I'm most worried about from Chelsea is Olivier Giroud. And I can't believe I'm saying that. If you told an Arsenal fan that 3 years ago, or even a year and a half ago, I think they would laugh in your face that that's the player they're most worried about in an FA Cup final. But Giroud has been in form recently. And last year he scored against Arsenal in the Europa League final. I just have a bad feeling about it. I kind of have a bad feeling about the game in general. Arsenal just hasn't showed up in games like this in the past. And as much as I would love to think that Arteta has turned a corner, I feel like every time I've gotten confident of that, Arsenal's taken a little step back. It's been 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And then I wanted to raise this question to the Arsenal fans out there, even to the neutrals as well, because I've been thinking about this a lot heading into it. For Arsenal, there's more on the line than Chelsea. Chelsea's already secured Champions League for next year. And while silverware would be great, you could still say they'd had a decent first season under Lampard without that. For Arsenal, meanwhile, it has been a dreadful season. I would say the FA Cup is the only thing that could possibly make this season even a little bit redeemable, because this has been the worst Arsenal season in 25 years. The worst Arsenal season I've seen by far, and even hearing from older fans, it seems like one of the worst seasons Arsenal's ever had. So this means a lot more to Arsenal in that regard, and also it could get Arsenal into the Europa League. If they win, they qualify for Europe, and we know what that comes with. Obviously, it comes with more games and a chance to win a new trophy next year, but it also comes with a whole lot more money in terms of the TV deals, and that's money that you could spend on new players over the summer, add to the transfer market, and theoretically it comes with some draw as well, being able to play European football in order to attract people to come to Arsenal as transfers. And while that is true, there's a big part of me that thinks Arsenal would be better off without European football. We know that Arsenal's squad depth is really lacking, and I think there's some potential in Arsenal. I think especially if Arteta's able to get rid of some dead wood this summer, that Arsenal could be a really reinvigorated team next year. But if you're asking this team to fight on so many fronts and go to Europe every Thursday night, I just don't think Arsenal can do it over the course of the season with the current makeup of the roster. So I think it would be beneficial for Arsenal to have a year without European football, really focus on the Premier League next year, and hopefully try to get a top 4 spot and go back into Europe the next year. So which one outweighs the other? And when you add in the weight of an FA Cup, which as Arsenal fans, we probably value higher than a lot of other teams, because this is Arsenal's competition. They've won it the most times out of everybody. This would be the 14th time Arsenal's won the FA Cup. And it's been the one trophy that Arsenal has been able to compete for consistently ever since their last league title. But my claim is this. While weighing all of the options, I actually think that Arsenal would be better off if they don't win the FA Cup. For the future. Look, I am going to be rooting 100% for Arsenal. This does not mean that I'm going to be rooting for Chelsea by any means in the FA Cup final. What it does mean for me is that this feels a little bit like a win-win. I would love to win the game. And yes, I'm going to be very hurt if Chelsea wins, because losing back-to-back finals 2 years in a row to Chelsea would be very painful. However, there would be that silver lining that Arsenal then would not be playing in Europe. And to me, as a supporter of the club who wants to see it move in a forward direction, and don't get it confused, Arteta is going through a full rebuild right now. This is not some quick fix-up, patch it up, and let's get back into Champions League mission. Because it's not going to go that easily. If Arsenal has to play in Europe next year after finishing 8th, probably going to end up on the same spot on the table next season. There aren't going to be a lot of teams who get worse, I can promise you that much. Maybe Sheffield regresses a little bit. Maybe Tottenham regresses a little bit. Who knows? So I feel like we could just end up in this recurring loop of maybe finishing 6th or 7th, barely qualifying for Europa League, da-da-da-da-da. That's not where any Arsenal fan wants to be, because even if they're in the Europa League, does anybody really think that Arsenal could win the Europa League? I don't think so. Does it really attract players much more than Arsenal would anyways if they're in 8th place and they're not playing in the Europa League? I don't think so. Now, the money is the one area where, okay, I can see how that would actually have an impact, because you do make a lot more money from playing in Europa League, and that could impact the transfers since Stan Kroenke is often unwilling to spend his own money. But it's still Arsenal. This is still a team with loads of cash, and as they showed last summer, with the amount of money they spent on Pepe, Saliba, Tierney, they can spend the money if they want to, if they find the right player, if they feel enough pressure. So I don't know how much Europa League really would change that or not. In the long term, I actually think it's better for Arsenal to not be playing in Europe next season. But I'll still be rooting for them this weekend. I'm looking forward to the game, and I think it should be a pretty good matchup between Arsenal and Chelsea. Really, if you told me any outcome in this game, I wouldn't be surprised. It could be a blowout either way. I imagine it'll be a really close game, and I think both teams have a pretty good shot of winning it. But this is Arsenal's cup, and you know they're going to fight for it, and hopefully Arteta can get his first piece of silverware. So that does it for this video. Again, be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you're new or you haven't subscribed yet, or you're just coming across this because somebody told you about the giveaway, hit that subscribe button. Hit the little icon down here in the corner and subscribe. And once we get to 50, I'll be giving away that $50 Visa gift card. So, thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.